Hi, we're here for the daily Forex report for April 21st. We are looking at the US Japanese yen pair. This pair closed down, did break previous high. We are looking for it to continue overall moving sideways with a bias sideways. Look for it to potentially go as high as 93.95, possibly as low as 92.48. Look for some resistance around 93.50 and look for some support around 91.50. Okay, now the Euro USD pair, this particular pair closed lower today, overall moving sideways, but definitely, at least in the short term, has a downward bias. Look for it to potentially move as high as 134.15 and hit resistance there, possibly moving down to 133.40 and hitting support at that level. Now the pound US dollar pair, this particular pair continues to move higher after closing its gap yesterday. We are looking for it to continue moving in that direction. Now look for it to potentially go as high as 155.12, possibly as low as 152.41. Look for some resistance around 154.95 and look for some support around 152.95. Okay, now the US Swiss, this particular pair closed higher today, overall moving sideways, bias is sideways. Look for it to potentially go as high as 10783, possibly as low as 10614. Look for some resistance around 10725 and look for some support around 10650. Now we really don't have any news announcements for tomorrow, no significant ones anyway. Go ahead and switch to the 1 hour chart on the Euro USD pair. This particular pair, if you see, is consolidating down pretty significantly. We are looking for this pair to potentially break out here in the next session or two, or not session, but rather in the next few hours. We are on the hour time frame. Let me just draw some trend lines for you. You can take a look at this. We have some fairly significant trend lines. Draw some horizontal lines for potential breakouts. Just setting those up, if you basically look for a breakout from where we are currently to the upside at about 133.98, up about 10 pips before we hit some areas of resistance. That's a potential trade. We also have a potential trade going at 133.82, going down to about 12 pips. I like the downside a little bit better, and I'll tell you why. If you go to the upside, you're crossing a 0-0 mark. We're basically passing up the 1.3400 level. And whenever you get to an area where it's a 0-0 or a 50 mark, 75, you have a potential for a pullback. And that potential is fairly strong. So moving to the downside, we really don't have that problem. We do have the 75, but those aren't quite as strong as the zeros. So I prefer to see this break to the downside. The other thing about the downside is that we have two levels, two areas that we can look for a projection. We have this first one that's about 12 down, and then we have another one about 24 down. There are some to the upside as well, but the downside I just like better. Well, that pretty much wraps us up for today. So until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.